cool.
Weird.
We're seeing Deadpool, oh my gosh!
Think about what you get. My sister has it. Yes. It's you.
I know.
Wintertime here at Hogsmeade Village.
Lieutenant Dane.
Hello, Forrest.
You got new legs.
Titanium alloy.
Time for my summer sizzle. Cool as a cherry popsicle.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's happening. It's dish time. I've always wanted to do this in front of you.
Creating content that enlightens and lifts you up.
Dish, sir, dish.
Me at Splash Mountain. Just pepper these in here.
Hello, everyone. This is Kermit the Frog reporting live from the final showing of Muppet Vision 3D.
Right? God, I missed our daily dishes.
Yes, indeed.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the dish!
Hey. So, let's dish.
What do you want to dish about?
Anything you guys want. This is your time.
Welcome back, Fun Fam. And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to Follow the Bradley's Fun. This is The Dish with yours truly, Ron E. Bradley. The internet's Mr. Nice Guy. I'm nice. Well, I tell you what, you probably are used to seeing more comments come in during the more comments highlighted during the intro. Sorry that they weren't highlighted. I put my coffee mug down. I just filled it back up with coffee, and I put it down, and I thought I was setting it on a solid top, and it wasn't solid, so there was a slight spill. It's not a huge spill, but it's enough that it caused me a moment of chaos. So I apologize for that. It's pretty funny on my end. I still need to clean some things up. Oh, here's a napkin. This will help clean some of it up. There we go. Oh my gosh. Running a YouTube channel, running a studio. It's boy, I messed up my 30-year anniversary flower and garden pamphlet a little bit. That's okay. Hopefully there's more of those around somewhere in this household. They only print several million of them for free. Anyway. Well, here we go. We are live. Welcome into The Dish. Welcome in, everybody. Let me say hi to everybody that's coming in the chat. Thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate every single one of you, especially those. I know a lot of people came over from That Park Place. So hello again. Let's say hi to everybody that's coming in the chat. Snortapoopas Cube Burr, the polar bear from Pinellas County, first through the door, says, hello, humans and other critters. Going Shogi says, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Follow the Bradley's Fun. And also, hey, if you're watching this on the replay, please know that this is a replay of a live show. I don't know how often I have to explain this to people that click into something that they think is a video, that they think is so. If these live shows, if you've clicked into it and if you've gotten to this part, I'm almost surprised if you thought this was a video. Yes, there's an introduction to a live show to allow the audience to propagate and come in, and that's how that works. And then we do introductions, and it's a whole thing. It's not the same as when you click into a video and you get the story right from the very beginning. So I do apologize if you've clicked in, you thought this was a video. I had somebody comment on my Supergirl Dish show that they're like, I can't believe it took 5 minutes to blah, blah, blah. Like, guys, calm down. You clicked into a formerly live show and you have to understand how that works on YouTube. So, but please do be sure to hit that like button, as Go and Shogi says. Subscribe to Follow the Bradley's Fun. If you haven't done so yet, please comment below if you're watching this on the replay gang, and feel free to muck up the chat if you are here already. First, Dragon Queen says late. Not really, because I did change the time to adjust for the pro show. So Woofle McGruffle is here doing the Woofle McGruffle shuffle. My mom is in the chat. Hi, Mom. And let's see who else has come on into. We've got KB4342 says hello, everyone. And Freedom Seeker is here. I love Freedom Seeker. And the Lady Gamester. Hello, Lady Gamester. Good to see you out there in the chat. And O2RR, always good to have you with us with the That Park Place raid. Coming on in here for the raid. Yes, indeed. John, the MKI train. Disney needs to give full operation control back to George Lucas. George doesn't want it. That will never happen, because even if Disney wanted to give it back, I don't think he'd want to take it. I think he's high and dry and hanging out and enjoying his retirement, I do believe. Let's see. We've got the Seabrew 1138 is here in the house. And let's see. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. Woofle, we got you. Seabrew, we got you. Wild Man of Yavin is here. Ron, I've never unsubscribed from you. Well, guess what? I just went to tune in and discovered that I was. If it was really me, apologize. Spoiler alert, it wasn't me, in my humble opinion. Well, thank you for resubscribing if you needed to resubscribe. All right, so that happens every now and again with YouTube. I don't know why, but check your subscription. If you are subscribed, you think you're subscribed, make sure you are still subscribed, because there's a YouTube glitch. It's always been out there where people get unsubscribed for whatever reasons. I don't know why. Izzo's Place says, this heads, roll party, this heads, eat them up, yum. But by the way, if the Wild Man, it says you're like, how could you be unsubscribed and also be a member of the channel? That's weird. I don't even know how that happens. Two Penny Puppet is here. Make it rain, no train. And Go and Chuggy says, howdy to the Wild Man of Yevon. Let's see who else we got in the chat. Okay, well, let's get to, I think we got everybody. Wild Man of Yevon is the first to chime in with this. We'll get to that in a second. First of all, let's just thank everybody for being here. You guys, you're the apple of my eye. You're the cream in my coffee. And you are the energon that gets this guy to transform and roll out to be here with you.
Toast Autobots. Boy, these are good. I needed to refuel. Energy. This stuff's the greatest.
And we got some supers to start us off with. We got Teddy D over here. And the reason I'm bringing Teddy D's up first is the second super, but the reason is because I want to tell you about our celebrations. What do we do on this channel? We celebrate. Every time we get support from you, we love you guys so much. 2 out of 5 for the goal, and we don't even know what we're doing for the goal yet. I need to start doing membership giveaways like Pro does. I don't actually know how to do that. I got to figure that one out, how to do it. But I will figure that out, and so I can start giving away memberships. But we'll think of something good. You can, maybe we'll just do a special Q&A for, I don't know, but we'll think of something again. Hello, Ron, Ron's lovely mom and chat. I am watching while working in the kitchen. Cheers from Teddy D, or Fitty D, as Pro likes to call them. And so here's the way we do this. We celebrate every single one of our supers that we get here. I celebrate any support that we get from you, whether it's supers, PayPal, Buy Me Coffee, whether it is gifted memberships, which we really need bad right now on the channel, just to let you know, just a wink and a hint. And if you want to give away memberships, that's great. We love that. Appreciate that. And if anybody buys something from the spread shop, which I'm going to get to in a minute because we got something going on over there you're going to want to know about. But we celebrate you. We celebrate it. What does a celebration looks like? Oh, well, I'm going to show you what it looks like, but we participate together because we are a community, and we love that about you guys. You're the greatest audience out there on YouTube, and as a community, we celebrate together. And how do we do that? Well, every time we have a celebration, it's fun, it's dancey, it's poppy, and we want you to celebrate by throwing emojis in the chat. If you're a member of the channel, you got custom emojis, and if you're not a member of the channel, please, any kind of fun emojis, fireworks emojis, hug emojis, heart emojis, anything will do. We're going to practice right now by thanking Teddy D for that super chat, and we celebrate you. You guys jumped the gun and we already hit the goal. We'll do the big celebration at the end for the goal, and I might have to set a new goal. I don't know. How does that even work? Wild Man of Yavin Ron unsubbed me because I can't unsub you, and I don't. You know I love you. So I love you so much, and I think that we got more than one from you. Is that true? Hey, ladies from StreamYard, stop talking to me weirdly in the chat because that's just bizarre. That's a StreamYard thing that you guys can't see that I can. Wild Man of Yavin came in with another 5 and another 5 and another 5. He just is like, I'm Wild Man, and Teddy D comes in, 50D for the goal. Oh my gosh. You guys are just way too good. Now I got to think of something good and create a new goal. My gosh, maybe I should just do 10 every time. I don't know. Should I do 10 every time? Maybe, maybe not.
Right.
Maybe keep it to 5. Anyway, thank you so much, Teddy D. And of course, the great Wild Man of Yavin.
And on that fateful day, cheers would echo across the galaxy in mass celebration as the fourth moon of Yavin prepares to welcome home one of their own, their greatest hero, none other than the Wild Man of Yavin.
I'm trying to figure this comment out, Wild Man of Yavin. Do you know that I lived in American Fork, Utah at one point in time in my life? And if you do, how would you know that? Because very, very few people, before I just said it, would have known that I lived in American Fork. Wasn't a very long period of time, but I did live there. Oh, God, that's bizarre, wild. Guys, before I bring the panel on, they are getting anxious back there. Ron has lived and worked everywhere. That is true. Yes, that is true. But yes, I want to show you something that is going on the spread shop, and then we'll get the panel on here. Oh, my heckity heck. Let's show you what's happening on my spread shop, where you can buy the shirts and towels, and I don't know what else you can buy. You got 20% off for a 9-day period right now. It's like a post-Memorial Day sale, if you will. It is 20% off everything. Okay, so go and show. You probably put up the link to the spread shop, and there's the product preview. And right now, of course, we do have the new America's 250th design. So if you are celebrating the semi-quincentennial and you want to celebrate the semi-quincentennial, instead of $29.49 right now, this shirt would be whatever 20% off is off that, like $22. I don't know, something like that. So things are not particularly expensive right now. Go to the spread shop, get something from there. 20% off everything. Now is a great time to go. And now is an even maybe better time to get. Oh, I hate it when I don't like full screen like that. I don't know why, but I'm just not like a big fan. Anyway, let's bring on. I know they're here somewhere. Let's bring on our panel.
Doc, calm down, okay? Just calm down. It's me. It's Marty.
No, it can't be you! I sent you back to the future!
Hey, Doc, that's right, but I came back again. I came back from the future. Don't you remember last night? You fainted. I brought you home.
This can't be happening! You can't be here! It doesn't make sense for you to be here! I refuse to even believe that you are here!
She is here. She's back from the future. I can't hear you. Are you muted?
I guess I hit it twice and it unmuted me and then muted me again.
I hate it when I do that because it's so easy to do because all of our buttons aren't real buttons. They're like touch, right? So
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
on a laptop where you got the little touchpad, and if it's sensitive, it's like did it.
Anyway, how you doing today, Erica? Did you get
I'm
Did you get any
doing-
kind of a break between the shows? No.
Well, I went to the bathroom. That was
Okay,
about
that's
it.
good.
And my son is keeping an eye out for our delivery. I ordered bar stools for our kitchen island, so we have a place to sit and eat instead of eating on camping chairs.
I came back with my refreshed cup of coffee, and I set it down on what I thought was a even pile of books.
Oh
But
no!
the top book was a little bit over, and it started. It didn't get out of my hand, like it wasn't completely out of my hand, so just like a little bit spilt out the top, but it was enough to get on a couple of things. So
I've done
Yeah,
that
so-
before, where you think it's sturdy, and it's always
Yeah.
that one squishy book. You think, yeah, I can handle it, and you put something on it, and it just starts to slide until you're like, no.
my original Daredevil Born Again probably just went down in value by a couple cents.
Oh no!
It didn't get. It's not too much on. I mean, it's a little bit wet on the top though. But anyway, most of it went on the 30th anniversary flower and garden pamphlet thing.
Mm.
And so yeah, dart is.
At least
Let
the
me
whole
see.
thing didn't spill, and at least it didn't spill all over your equipment, like what happened. To
No,
poor Tom.
I was really worried about it. Went actually, fortunately, away from all the equipment stuff, so that's good. That is very good. Oh, speaking of very good, we got another knock in the back from a man who has no body.
What? Who's there? Hello?
That would be me.
That would be you, LW.
You know, I've been online since like acoustic modems that you shoved a telephone receiver into two suction cups. And everybody always talks about spilling coffee on their keyboard. I've never
Yeah.
done it. Never, ever done it.
I've
But,
never done it either, but I have a
I don't know
feeling
how
one
that's
day it'll
possible
happen.
that I haven't. But and by the way, as far as that comic book going down in value, you just tell them it's somebody famous's coffee, like, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds or whoever, and then suddenly it goes up. And let me tell you the secret of that. Those who are old will remember that after he left office the first time, before he ran for president, when he was vice president, Richard Nixon wrote a book called Six Crises. And my mother was like working for his campaign when he was running for governor of California and got him to sign a copy of it. Well, my mother's name is Beatrice, but she's always gone by BB. So I've got a copy of Six Crises labeled to BB, thanks for everything. And I always thought I could sell it pretending it was BB Rebozo, you know, the Cuban guy that Nixon was buddied with. So
Not Netanyahu. Is that what you're saying?
no, B-E-B-E, not B-I-B-I, and you know, except after C-C, I don't know. The other thing I was going to mention about your wonderful whatever shirt, I was just reading one of many of the stories that came out because yesterday was Clint Eastwood's birthday, and it mentioned that he turned 96 on Sunday, quote, making him more than a third as old as the Republic itself.
Wow.
Think about that for a minute. This one guy who's been a part of our lives, thanks to his work, more than 1/3 as old as the whole damn country. I
mean, historically speaking, we're a relatively young country.
Right.
I
Anyway,
mean, what
Clint would look great in that shirt, by the way.
We are one
if he's
quarter. Let me see if we're right. If I'm right, we are. I think one quarter of the length of time that the Roman Empire lasted. Right, it was like 1,000 years or something. But let's see.
Yeah, but you know, they were confused.
Well, I don't want to confuse YouTube and think, well, there's nobody here. We've got all on camera. I do wonder, with Pro going on camera, if that's like, if it's. I'm just wondering how YouTube is changing. Really, I'm curious about that.
Well, if it kicks me off, then that'll be the end, because I ain't putting my face out there for nobody. No how, no way.
Oh, you're fine. Well, see, here's the thing. You've got the little ring thing that happens when you talk. It should be fine.
Yeah. Well, was that part of? Oh, I see. Okay. Well,
yeah. Speaking of things that are fine, look at this. Lady Gamester gave 5 Follow the Bradley's Fun memberships. Thank you, Lady Gamester. We really do need the memberships. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And I do believe we gotta give you a celebration.
Is it too much? Too much? It's a birthday!
Oh, this is just the best of my scene.
I got to figure out how to change the settings for this. I wonder if I can do it midstream. I'm going to try Freedom Seeker and change the settings midstream to see if we can get rid of that for you. I think there might be a way. I'm going to look at it right now. Erica or Lou, tell a story.
Story. Let's see. Once upon a time, in a little village, there existed. No, never mind. I just found a strange story, actually. A school in England, the Gillian Banks Theatre School in Yorkshire, applied for and received permission to the rights to do the musical Dreamgirls. But when that agency found out that, being a little school in England, most of the participants, all but one in the cast, were white, they pulled the rights, saying, shame on you for not showing the diversity of the original. And they're just a little dance school in a deprived area of Rotherham, trying to give experiences to our students on a very small scale. Only has 200 students, but they said, oh, you can't do it if you have all white people in it. Isn't that bizarre? What a world, what a world.
So if they had all black people, would they be allowed to do the Wiz?
I don't have any idea. That would be between you and the whoever it is who manages the rights for Dreamgirl in England. But
there's a state of England for you.
And well, yeah, and of course, they mention in the article about Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy and Quinta Brunson as Betty Boop in an upcoming film adaptation. And of course, they mentioned they can't do it without Snow White with Rachel. But I tell you, I saw a funny one about the Odyssey. They said, Matt Damon from Odysseus has a Boston accent, which is historically inaccurate because everybody knows that Odysseus came from Ithaca, which is in New York.
Oh boy.
People are having fun out there in the interwebs, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's going to be. I don't know that I don't know. The Odyssey, the cinematography, I think looks good on it. I don't.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it does, but
I don't know if the story is going to be.
Well, did you see she was interviewed, Lupita Nyong'o, to say that she'd never even heard of the story or Helen of Troy or anything until she got cast in the part.
Well, there you go.
But she's a Harvard graduate.
She's a Harvard graduate, and she
Yes,
hadn't heard. Okay, that's weird. That's really weird.
And somehow, I guess for theater, but still, you'd think there would be some, what do you call it, prerequisite courses and things like history and literature and.
Well, yeah,
anyway.
And I don't have. When you're storytelling on something like the Odyssey, I personally don't care that much because
Well, the way I look, do I care? Technically, no. But if it takes you out of the experience of watching the story to say, wait a minute, how'd the sister get in there?
Yeah.
Then it it's the movie, you know. I mean, it just does. So
well, okay. So here's my issue. It's not so much that. It's my issue is when you go the other direction, you cast something like Black Panther, right? Half the citizens of Wakanda weren't white. I mean, like this, like you look at the citizenry of Wakanda.
I don't know. Have you ever been to Wakanda?
Well, that's not real, but but my point is, it's and they celebrate the fact that it's an all black cast, and I don't have an issue with that. That's fine, but if you can have non-diversity in one direction, it should be fine to have not so much diversity in the other, in any direction. If you want to make a Japanese film, Japanese people, great. You know, Korean film, Korean people, great. That's kind of how it works in the world, isn't it?
Well, and they all pick and choose which thing they're going to be offended by.
That's that's why I have, it's the double standards that really bother me. Just have a standard and stick to it. Speaking of sticking to things, I suppose we should probably stick to the news and the stories that we need to get to.
By all means. I didn't mean to distract.
No, you're good. I just realized how far we're into the show. We're already half an hour in. We should probably get to the box office numbers. The weekend box office does not bode well for Disney, Star Wars, Pedro Pascal, The Mandalorian, or Baby Yoda, because Grogu's a dumb name. it's just regular. I don't know, why does Yoda work when Grogu just does not seem to, just doesn't have the right ring.
Probably because Yoda, one that I love. You know,
yeah, Yoda, one that I love. You are the one I love.
There you go.
It's a Grease thing.
Yo, Dad, how about some Benjamins?
Yeah. Well, the Benjamins, they are not a making over at Star Wars. This is what's interesting is you look at the framing on the numbers. Weekend projections, Backrooms, and Obsession make box office history. Well, technically speaking, The Mandalorian and Grogu also made box office history. It just wasn't the right direction.
In history, we have things like, Driving the Golden Spike and curing polio. And then we have things like D-Day.
Yeah.
And worse, Pearl Harbor, I should have said. So history can be a good thing or a bad thing. But most people don't realize that in 1930, I forget what year, one of the late 30s, Time Magazine picked as their person of the year, in those days it was just men of the year, for the cover, a certain A.H. from Germany, because it wasn't about popularity or goodness, it was about most impactful on the news, and he was.
True.
So, anyway.
You know, I think that we're probably okay to say at least the name Adolf.
Okay.
I'm assuming that name, like, people still have that name. Does anybody have that name? I've often wondered.
Sure. Wasn't there like a meat tenderizer product, Adolph's something or other? There was back, like MSG or something. And but I saw where some Hamas guy in Lebanon actually has the first name H.
Oh God, that's
so
a common German name I found is an abbreviation of that name. So we had two landlords, both named Otto, but spelled differently. One was spelled, I believe, O-T-O, I believe.
O-T-T-O is the usual.
Or O-T-T-O. And our other landlord recently was A-D-O. Otto.
Otto.
So I don't think they're really naming kids necessarily.
But did they shop at Aldi's? That's the question.
Oh yeah, who doesn't shop at Aldi's in Germany? Penny, Netto, Globus.
interesting. It just you think about what one name did to naming people historically in history. That's pretty crazy. Like just the elimination of that. Just bizarre. Anyway, out of
back
the
to those numbers. Go back up a second, Ron, because there's an interesting
absolutely
factor at play here. Look in the category of theaters. This is for this past week. They still held all 4,300 theaters,
right,
and their theater average went down to $5,000, $6,000, which means that they really aren't selling tickets in the IMAX and large screen format theaters that have the higher price tag. But the proof of that came out in another story, which didn't make the connection, but I did when I saw it. Suddenly, He-Man is getting a whole bunch of IMAX screens it wasn't going to get before. And the obvious point is there are only so many of them. And where'd they get them? Answer, they're kicking Grogu out of the screens they thought it was going to hold. Because you're really losing money on a theater with all those empty seats at $25 a head or whatever they're getting for it.
Yeah,
and remember, IMAX as a company gets a cut. It isn't just the theater. They don't just sell the theater the projectors and walk away. They get a piece of the action. So anyway, but 4,300 theaters with $5,000 per theater, as opposed to 23,000 per theater for Backrooms, which I don't think is a big screen movie. Anyway,
it's
well, look, 81 grand total is what we just talked about. Clint Eastwood versus America. That's more than half of what Star Wars has in 3.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably not a bad movie. My understanding from people that I know that have seen it is that it's kind of just okay. The problem with kind of just okay is that's not what we've come to expect from Star Wars. But it is, to me, kind of a far more interesting story about the fact that it not only did it drop to number 3, but what became number 1 and number 2 actually gives us hope, a lot of hope for movie theaters. This is a weekend for the ages with Backrooms and Obsession, both having historical runs. Backrooms, yeah, go ahead.
But being just okay is a problem if you want people to go to theaters. Yes. Being just okay tells you that the people who did rush out and see it, when asked by their friends, was it worth going, were told, well, why don't you wait till it's on streaming?
Yeah.
It's just okay. Just okay doesn't get me to put on my clothes, drive to the mall, buy a big ticket, do all of that stuff. That's the issue.
So, and you say that there's an interesting thing that's going to happen for me and my family this Thursday. Okay, when it comes to the box office, there is an event happening at my local movie theater, and I don't even know what it is exactly. It's just that my older son wanted to go to this event. The tickets were a little more expensive than regular movie tickets, but that's fine. But we're going on Thursday, and it's. You got to think, like, when there are so many other things that people don't care to actually go to the movie theater for, the things that we think of as the traditional things, a Star Wars film. I don't know how He-Man is going to do or whatever, but what's keeping theater alive these days are probably not the films we think of as the traditional blockbuster more as much as it is these other like event films. And if you can make something for $1 million and have it make back a ton of money, it's definitely history in the making. So it says Backrooms will have one of the top 5 weekends of all time for a horror movie, and arguably the best debut ever in the genre for a movie not based on existing IP, although it's fair to argue that YouTube counts as existing IP at this point. I'm not sure how that works, but whatever. Even in the face of a monster $81 million or so from Backrooms, Obsession is pulling off the almost unheard of feat of growing its box office haul each weekend for the first 3 weekends in release. Here are the official studio projections for the weekend. And like, this is, it's kind of a crazy story. Let's go ahead and look at the full chart. My understanding is the movie Obsession was made for like $1 million. And I personally haven't seen any advertising for it, so I can't have much of a marketing budget. the weekly change is a plus 10%, and it made nearly twice as much money in theaters, the theater average, as Star Wars. Star Wars. That's crazy just to think about.
What the heck is Tuner at 11? It's a positive. It went up.
I've never heard
it must have.
one.
I have no idea what it is, but it obviously, it has some legs, as they say. If it's going up instead of down in the second week or third week, 10 days. Yes, there you go. Same number of days in theaters as Mando.
A gifted young piano tuner, which is what I immediately thought it was going to be about, whose heightened sense of hearing draws the attention of criminals who see his talents as useful for opening safes as well as for tuning Steinways. With his once promising musical career over, he works across New York with his mentor, Harry Horowitz, encountering a range of characters, including composition student Ruthie, with whom he forges an unexpected connection. Nikki's safe-cracking work threatens his budding romance with Ruthie and pulls him into increasingly dangerous territory.
Now, if I pitched that to you at a studio, you would go, come on.
Yeah.
But it worked, obviously, and obviously enough people. All I'm saying is when you see something that's down there in the pack, it's something we've never heard of, but its box office went up over those 10 days. That tells you word of mouth is happening for that movie. Lots of people are telling their friends, hey, you should go see this thing. I liked it.
It's a tuner.
That's what you expect to happen with the big movies, and it obviously hasn't.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. So looking at big movies, Super Mario Galaxy movie, potentially the first movie to hit $1 billion at the internet, like the worldwide box office this year, is still almost 8, like a little over 8 million short. Am I reading that right? A little about 8,200,000.
Yeah.
So it's almost there. It's going to hang out. It will definitely hang out in the theater so it can make the headline of breaking the $1 billion. But I haven't seen that yet because it's so close. It's so close. But as far as other movies, we're in June. We're in June in 2026, and not a single movie has hit $1 billion this year. That's not a really good sign for the box office. Hoppers, which apparently still is in a few theaters, 386 million. My, how the mighty have fallen. And yet the weak are up here rising. Mando and Grogu. Pro says this looks worse. Pro says that the Dial of Destiny box office makes this look good, or makes this look bad, or I can't remember. How do you say it? He said Dial of Destiny looks good in comparison.
Of course, with Dial of Destiny, it wasn't like we were getting indie TV shows and indie spin-offs and indie cartoons and all that during the interim years between shows. So
true. Yeah, true. But yeah, as we look at this, it just gets worse and worse. We're going to go over to this article from that parkplace.com by our good friend Marvin Montanero over there. The Mandalorian Grogu box office implodes with an 80.8% Friday to Friday drop off, eyeing a 70% weekend drop off. This was about what it ended up at, somewhere around. There are different estimates. I've seen anywhere from 68 to 72, and we don't actually have the final numbers yet. We just had the predictions, but Disney's hopes of launching a theatrical comeback for Star Wars appear to be unraveling at light speed after falling behind horror films' obsession in backrooms during the week, and obviously during the weekend. Now we know that too. Mandalorian Grogu has now suffered what may be its most damaging box office setback yet, according to industry tracking shared by box office analyst Luis Fernando. The film plunged approximately 80.8% from its opening Friday, marking the steepest Friday to Friday decline ever recorded by a Disney-era Star Wars.
Makes you wonder.
Oh,
was there something in the air that night, Fernando?
Yeah, that song hit my head. Funny thing, I've actually been listening to that song quite a lot lately, and I don't know why exactly, but it's good old ABBA. What are you going to do? I love ABBA.
Have you ever seen this girl that on YouTube that I wish I remembered the channel name or I'd recommend it to everybody, but she takes songs and puts them through Google Translate 400 times or whatever and comes out the other end and sings them with the new words. And she has one on ABBA songs that's the most hilarious thing you've ever seen. I should find it. Link it. But anyway.
Interesting. So I don't know. Oh, you know what? You just reminded me of something I want to do. I'm a little interrupting the story here for a second, but I'm thinking that what I want to do for one of the super chat goals this week is have a members only karaoke stream if we meet a super chat goal. Let me know if you're in the chat right now if you think a members only karaoke stream would be fun for you guys to watch. The reason it has to be members only specifically because I can't monetize a karaoke stream. It's a copyright thing, so it would just be for fun.
Oh, you've done it before, and it was
just
fun.
For the. What's that?
You've done it before, and it was fun. It was a long time ago.
Yeah. Did I do that one time?
I know you did it once, and it was fun.
Does a delay get in the way? I don't know. I mean.
Well, it happened. It's just that all the songs are like copywritten, even the karaoke stuff. The karaoke backgrounds are copywritten, so you just can't monetize it. That's all. I'll have to bring that story up in a bit. That's an interesting one. So, the Mandalorian and Grogu box office clap continues second weekend drop possibly even over 70%, and that's what we're just discussing. Yes, it's 70. Maybe it's more. We don't know yet. This is also by Marvin, written yesterday, May 31st, 2026. The box office outlook for The Mandalorian and Grogu continues to deteriorate as Disney's latest Star Wars film heads toward one of the steepest second weekend drops in franchise history. According to multiple reports, The Mandalorian and Grogu is tracking for a second weekend between 23 and 24 million domestically. If those projections hold, the film will finish with the decline somewhere between 69 and 72% from its opening weekend, depending on which estimates ultimately prove accurate. Either figure would represent a disastrous result for a film Disney hoped would restore Star Wars as a theatrical powerhouse. Now, my only question on that is, Lou or Erica, do you really think that Disney had a lot of confidence in this theatrically?
Well, someday when somebody goes back and sees at what point they stopped spending money on promoting it or started spending less, or where they didn't promote it, where they have promoted other things, it would be interesting to compare the promotional placings, you'd call it, I guess, positioning, compared to Hoppers, compared to some of their other movies, and see if that shows you some lack of confidence. I always said that when, the fact that they didn't do any tie-ins in the parks for the indie movie, for the Dial of Destiny, the fact they didn't, have a meet and greet or anything happening outside the indie stunt show, told you something about how much they knew it wasn't going to do well and they didn't want to invest the effort in it, So there's all kinds of ways to tell that stuff, but they're usually well after the fact.
Yeah, it's when we're looking at these numbers, just second week of drops are often one of the clearest indicators for audience enthusiasm, and it's true. Like you look at that, it's Deadline reported that the film was tracking towards 69. World of Real estimates drop closer to 72%, regardless of where the final numbers land. The conclusion remains the same. Audiences are abandoning the film at a pace rarely seen for major Star Wars release. Films with strong word of mouth tend to hold reasonably well after opening weekend. Movies that struggle to connect with broader audiences often see steep declines. Curiosity fades. And the fact of the matter is, everybody knows that this is going to drop on Disney Plus, and Disney Plus is like, if some people have deals where it's like $3 a month or less, or free, depending on, like, there's ways that people are getting Disney Plus. They're not paying a lot of money for it. I saw that somebody asked, how is this doing in comparison to Solo, a Star Wars story? So let me bring that up from the numbers. The entire run of Solo was 393 million domestic, but let's adjust that for inflation. Let me run it through an inflation calculator. I'm just going to do it over here.
And let's remember while you're doing that inflation doesn't tell the whole story because, again, there were nowhere near as many high price, large scale screen theaters in 2018. So it's more than just the inflation per se. It's the opportunity to spend more or not on a bigger screen.
Let's see here.
I just assume that they think they're the best in the world. They get, and they just, everything they put out, they think is going to make $1 billion, and it doesn't. They seem to be, they live in their own little bubble. That's kind of what I assume.
They do. I knew a lady once who was a very, very big product placement contract lawyer and had worked for several of the major studios, and Disney wanted to talk to her. And everybody else that she interviewed with when she was looking to change was, oh, well, tell us about you. And they were all very nice, and they were all selling the job to her because she was somebody with a great reputation, great credentials. She walked into the interview at Disney, and the first thing they said was, "What makes you think you're good enough to work for Disney?" So there is an arrogance attitude thing going on there, and always has been.
Yeah,
that's sad, really, because I don't think that Walt was necessarily about that. I mean, in some ways, he just probably would have worded it differently, but still, here's what I'm wondering, because this movie has been slated since pre-Josh D'Amaro, still had to come out.
Oh, sure.
What I'm curious about is, now that Disney has new leadership, first of all, is Bob still in the back seat? Is Iger still in the back seat? I hope not. I hope he's just said, "Hey, you know what? I'm out of here." And if that's the case,
they sure don't refer to him at all. He disappeared.
They don't. It's Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy. The names, they're not out there anymore. There's going to be this time where it does seem like right now, Josh D'Amaro is evaluating. Dana Walden probably still evaluating too. I don't have a lot of faith in her, but they have to look at the bottom lines. But the truth of the matter is, and I know you know this, Lou, I know Erica knows this, bottom lines get good automatically when you serve the customer what the customer wants. In other words, if you're a story maker and you create the best stories that everybody's going to gravitate to, the kind of stories that are universal stories, no matter what kind of background you come from, and aren't trying to aim to a particular tiny demographic over here to satisfy their representation or their representation or their representation, but how about just representing the human race? A story about good versus evil, good overcoming evil, those types of things. They sell to everybody all the time.
Well, and there's more to it even than that, and that is, it is an ultimate axiom of all business that it is easier and cheaper by far to retain existing customers than it is to find new ones. So if you're turning all the existing ones off, you sure as hell are going to have trouble replacing them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when you own the market. I mean, all right, there's other family-oriented entertainment companies out there, but when you said Disney, they were, they were Kleenex. They were the preemptive champs, and so for them to turn everybody off.
So have either of you actually seen Mandalorian and Grogu? I have seen it.
No. I asked my son we were going to go to a movie last night just because we haven't been to an American theater in years, and they have these brand new Cinemarks out here.
Yeah.
So I asked Christian, I was like, well, let's go see a movie tonight. And I don't care what it is. I just want to experience going to this Cinemark theater. And he was looking through the list. And when I mentioned Mando Grogu, he rolled his eyes at me and he was like, and he just kind of went, ugh. I was
Really?
like, okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah,
We didn't
that's
go.
kind of
He was
sad.
too
But
tired.
And if
So-
you want the experience without the awful movies, for some reason here in my town, DoorDash is delivering from the AMCs. You
Yeah,
can get
same
movie
here.
popcorn and
Yeah,
Oh.
I saw it here on, was it DoorDash, Grubhub? You can order their popcorn, their hot dogs. I'm like, who in the world would order?
that's what I want. I want to pay a higher price and then a delivery fee to get a hot dog that's been rotating on that machine for the last year and a half.
Right?
There are. I've seen some interesting comments coming. So I can't wrap my head around the hut just speaking in plain old English with an American accent. That was just weird to me. Like it's Jabba's son. And
Wow.
the movie, frankly, after the first few minutes of the movie, it just gets boring. Watch it on Disney Plus. It literally is, I think, a good watch for Disney Plus. It's not a bad movie. It's just not a great movie. It's not something worth
But-
spending a whole lot of money on. But I
See,
want to
the issue. The issue is with Disney Plus, though, is not will you watch it there. It's will it make you keep Disney Plus to see other things?
No,
Because
you can watch
that's
it on
not what that's
Prime.
what they're selling is subscription.
You could eventually pay $5 for it and rent it on Prime, or $3 and rent it on Prime. I mean, it's going to be
Yeah.
out there in other ways to see.
Well, that's what I
eventually.
said when everybody was going nuts when Bluey first hit.
Yeah,
I bought the whole first and second season on a disc for my grandson for $9.95 on Amazon. Why would I buy access via a monthly subscription forever? So I don't know. Chacun son goût.
So the people that are commenting, because they said like Troy says he enjoyed it and John gave it a 7.5. For those, I'm curious to know what do you guys think, if you're Star Wars fans, if they did an Andor movie. Like, I haven't had a chance to watch through all the seasons of Andor. Eventually, I've heard good things about Andor. I've heard that like that's a really good Star Wars series. And I look. I used to be a huge Star Wars fan. I want Star Wars to be good. I want it to be like, I'll never forget. In 1980, right before The Empire Strikes Back came out, it's really weird in my brain. Like, a very particular conversation is seared into the memory of my brain. Yeah, yes, that's true. Rogue One is an Andor movie. You're not wrong, Michael. But so 1980, right? And I'm 8 years old at this point in time, a very young kid. But Star Wars had come out, Empire was getting ready to come out, or maybe it was even after. Was it? No, I think no, it was before Empire. It was before Empire, and I was given a spoiler. Apparently there was a book released about the backstory of Star Wars, and in the books, one of my friends had read it, and it actually talked about the Emperor saving Anakin Skywalker, who becomes Darth Vader, and them. And my friend said, and this was literally right before Empire Strikes Back came out. He goes, "Yeah, it's going to be revealed that Darth Vader is actually Luke Skywalker's dad." So even before the internet, we were getting spoilers. I was a little kid back then. And I'm like, oh yeah, I did not believe it, right? Did not believe it at all. And then the movie comes out and reveals it. And, Luke, like, that's not the line. It's, yes, I am your father, right? We all know the line. And it was, that little kid in me, where the movies were such a visceral part of my experience of life and a big event. E.T., when I think of going home from watching E.T. at the movie theater, and I'm laying down in the backseat of my car without a seatbelt on, because we did that back then, and I'm looking, kind of halfway falling asleep, but also looking out the window at the stars and like really wondering what's out there, and having that feeling as a kid. That's these amazing things that movies and entertainment can do. And I'm just wondering, do we still have that, Luke? Have we lost it? Is it possible?
Well, I
to get
mean,
back?
we've all heard stories by the original series Star Trek cast about all the people that came up to them over the years and said, "You're why I got into science. You're why I became an astronaut. You're why I got into astrophysics or astronomy or even engineering." So yeah, people get inspired by it. Especially, I think more so in the past, only because we weren't as exposed to it as a common everyday, oh, they discovered something new because of the internet where we find these things out, you know. But still, in other words, fiction was our first exposure to a lot of this science, a lot of this science fiction. But of course, people read books, and well, once upon a time, they read books. But
once upon a time, Erica, any final thoughts on Star Wars and where Star Wars might be heading in the future?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not really an avid follower of Star Wars, and any curiosity I had of it, I don't know. It's just it just strikes me as boring now. Doesn't hold my interest.
You bore me.
Well, and that's the worst sin of all, of course, because look, I was never, obsessive about the canon and stuff the way that, for example, Lauren has so expertly become.
Right.
But to me, is it fun? Is it a good story? Am I having a good time watching it? Am I rooting for the good guys and booing the bad guys?
That's what I liked about it. The very basic storyline of good and evil, and it just seemed like fun. Without going crazy into the lore. But just as I was going to kind of get into it, I don't know, just kind of ruined it.
Unfortunately, going forward with Star Wars, I guess we all have to have
lowered expectations.
Here's what it is.
I can never decide what's funnier, and speaking as a large person, I have no right. The fact that they're both so overweight, or the fact that they're like walking in the drainage viaduct of the LA River in the sewer there, basically.
It's a combo. That's what they did it for. Let's get back to
Super Chats.
All right, Wild Man of Yavin has chimed in. Apparently, there's an American Fork, Oregon, I guess. American Fork police have been on YouTube and some news lately regarding allegedly $200,000 worth of Star Wars Legos stolen from an old man by bricks and minifigs in Oregon.
Minifigs? What's a minifig?
Mini figurine, I think.
So that's a Newtonette. Yeah, I guess figurines.
I did not know there was an American Fork, and I don't. No, it's not. It's. I guess it's must have happened in American Fork, Utah, because there's not one in Oregon. But apparently, that's a thing. Interesting. Well, I don't know how that's going to go down, but I do know how the super chat is going to go down. It's going to be thanked with the Wild Man of Yavin clip. Everybody, let's celebrate Wild Man.
And on that fateful day, cheers would echo across the galaxy in mass celebration as the fourth moon of Yavin prepares to welcome home one of their own, their greatest hero, none other than the Wild Man of Yavin.
They call it American Fork because another river nearby is called Spanish Fork, and they wanted to differentiate the two.
Yes, and I've lived in both.
I'm looking up the history of it, I tell you. Or it could have been named after the American Fur Company. The stuff you learn on the internet, I tell you.
Yes, I have lived in both American Fork and Spanish Fork, and the people there don't really pronounce it like that. It's like American Fork, Park. I don't know why.
Careful.
Yeah, you got to be careful. And when they like my son works up to the Albertsons. What is that? I don't know. It's a phrase. It's weird that they use. Yes, and we have rainbow trout, yummy. Sebrew gifted a follow the Bradley's Fun membership. I don't know who it went to. Thanks, Sebrew, if you got that membership to follow the Bradley's Fun. Thank you, Sebrew. I think you deserve a little culture bear.
You know, there are channels out there on the YouTubes that feature bikini-clad babes dancing. What do we have? A bearded gardener in a bear suit. Can't blame us for being different, I'll tell you.
Who doesn't love a little culture bear?
Oh my God.
Did you were you out there hanging out with them at Dolly?
Of course. I took them all to Jack Daniels.
Oh, wow.
Oh, fancy.
Yes, I did.
So how were they after?
Mellowed, as we say in Jack Daniels land.
Nice. Going Shogi chimes in with a, what makes you think you're good enough to work at Disney? Universal wasn't hiring. Oh, that is great, Going Shogi. Yeah. That is awesome. Yes, indeed. Everybody, help us to celebrate our good friend, Going Shogi.
Cavorting in the kitchen.
At the end of the show, I'm going to tell you guys what I've been working on. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited because it's almost done, and it's very short. It's so sad that it's as short as it is because it's taken so much hours of editing. O2RR $4.99 for $4.99. Yes.
That's what they said about Mandalorian and Grogu. It's a shame it's so lousy. It took so many hours of editing.
Oh no! I'm not getting a lot of hope. To this group of panelists, which animal park would you spend your day at? Animal Kingdom, the local zoo, SeaWorld, or Gatorland? Well, I actually like every single one of those. I'll answer first. Boy, it's honestly that's a tough one. SeaWorld is only that's really if I'm wanting to see the orcas. I will tell you, when the orca experience goes away from SeaWorld, it's going to be very, very disappointing to me because the show Believe. Erica, did you ever see Believe?
Believe
was the orca show, the last orca show where the divers were actually in the water with the orcas. It was great. It's still up
probably
on.
not. I think I see it on TV, but or on videos, but not in person.
Anyway, that show was fantastic. I really miss the trainers being able to be in the water with the orcas. It's really strange to me because it was only a single accident that caused that situation to go forward the way it did. Whereas yet people work on construction and have accidents there, and we still do construction and like for any other thing, work would go forward. But for this, they I don't know. It's very bothersome to me because of one situation that they could have rectified pretty easily. Actually, there's reason why it happened. But
that is
anyway,
why our lives, our entertainment, and everything else is being run by insurance companies and lawyers, and not by creative people.
Right.
I like
So
SeaWorld, 'cause anywhere you go at SeaWorld to look at animals, you're indoors and air conditioning. I mean, because it's
that's true.
water animals. Where
That's
Animal
true.
Kingdom, as much as I love Animal Kingdom, it is hot.
Yeah,
That's true. Good point. Good point. Gatorland is a half day experience, and it's actually closed at the half day. So I like Gatorland a lot. But it's not higher up on the list. I haven't been to an actual local zoo here, but I grew up in St. Louis, and St. Louis has a phenomenal zoo, and it does not cost anything to get in there. You can go in for free. It's all supported by, I want to say it's Friends of the Zoo, which is a program they have where anybody can pay, I don't know, $200, $300, $400, $500 to support an animal. You get like an animal that you adopt. You're not really adopting, but basically the St. Louis Zoo gets so much support that it's open to the public for free. And it's an incredible zoo. It's probably, I've heard that it's up there with the San Diego Zoo, which I've never been to. Lou, did you ever go to the San Diego Zoo?
Oh, sure. Lots of times. And the LA Zoo is great too. And
I thought the streets of LA were like a zoo.
Well, that's why I left, among other reasons. But no, San Diego, yeah, it's and then they have a whole separate San Diego Zoo wild animal park thing in a different part of Southern California where you go out, and there's a little different because it's a like a on a monorail track kind of version of the Glamour trams at Universal that drives you through it rather than going by some sort of tram or Jeep or driving your own car. So that's kind of fun. I did that once.
Well, I think that probably SeaWorld is probably the tops for us on this panel, but I love animals. I will tell you that I have a very, very specific favorite, what do you call it? What do you call those things? The aquarium, favorite aquarium is SeaWorld. And it's the jellyfish one. It's
well, we have a rather unique aquarium here because there's two side by side. It's all part of the same thing, but one side is seawater fish and the other side is freshwater.
Oh, okay.
So it's about the rivers of America, not just the oceans, which is kind of interesting.
Bass Pro Shop. It's
oh well, there's that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny.
I'll tell you what, if you ever get to Memphis, that Pyramid Bass Pro Shop there is really something. And of course, the home base one in Springfield,
Missouri,
is pretty great.
I've been to both.
Yeah.
And what was it, Johnny? What's the guy's name that started it? I think I met him one time. I can't remember his name, but I'm pretty sure
I know who you mean,
because
I can't remember it either.
But he works. He's often worked at the one in Springfield, which is where I lived a lot of my life. So pretty sure I saw him there. O2RR. We got to celebrate O2RR. Thank you. Like O2RR is trying to get the mating call out of me. The gator mating call. It's much lower than that. I can't even really do it the way it sounds, but it is definitely a thing. I do love Gatorland. I can walk to Gatorland from my house. It's really, really close. That's how close I live.
It's all about the gators not being able to walk to your house that matters.
So one time I'm walking around my neighborhood. And we have several, retaining ponds in the neighborhood. And on the back side of one of the retaining ponds, there was at least a 12-foot gator hanging out. And that particular gator was backed up to the swampland that backs up to Gatorland. So I don't know what kind of fencing they have and what they call their back 40, which is what they actually call it, back 40 acres.
That one was there casing the joint to plot the escape of his brethren. So
that's what I'm like. I was wondering, like, I was looking at that thing going, it's just hanging out. And only one time in nature have I actually walked up to start to get close to a gator, just to see what it would do. And
now we understand the peg leg.
Right?
That one time.
It was in front of Celebration Hospital. It was out there. And I walked towards the gator. I want to say,
did the hospital hire him to drum up business?
Maybe so. I probably came within 20 feet of this alligator, and then it started to move, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'll just walk away.
They're faster than you think they are. Yes, even on dry land, let alone in the water.
Do not run zigzag. Run straight away from them. That is the thing. And then John wants to know if you've been to any zoos since you got back to the States. Probably. Have you been back?
High on their agenda, but
have you? Is there a zoo in El Paso?
I don't know. Haven't gotten that far.
She has not been back to zoos. Do I feed it? No, I definitely did not feed it chicken from the store. I've never fed chicken to an alligator. The only meat that I've ever fed to an alligator is turkey hot dogs, because that's what they give you to. That's what they sell at Gatorland for you to feed them.
Really?
And there's another form of red meat that I can I tell you what it is? I will just say nay. I cannot.
Yeah.
Oh no! Really?
Well,
Interesting.
Nay. That's they get it from.
Well, you wouldn't want them to go to waste. I mean, they're not if they're not slaughtering them for it. If it's just dead ones, but.
Yeah,
indeed.
I don't know.
And that's basically what happens is when there's tons and tons of horse farms in Ocala, and at the end of their life cycles, they get shipped off to Gatorland.
And the circle of life.
They don't put a sign up though in Ocala, the official horse farm of Gatorland, as a way to encourage them to run faster.
Travolta's house. Flying Blind in a Rocket Cycle, good day. Thank you for chiming in and being here with us today. We appreciate you, Flying Blind in a Rocket Cycle.
Ignite the friction, let the engine sing. No flight plans attached to the silver wing. Blur in the skyline, chasing the heat. The ground is a memory beneath the street. Gravity is just a hurdle for the cycle. He got the cosmic fire deep inside. He's out there flying blind on a rocket cycle. No map in the dark, he's the final recital. He's out there flying blind on a rocket cycle, breaking the sound like a soul in revival. He's our hero, he's our hero.
Speaking of rocket cycles, have you seen the pictures from He-Man where he's on a thing that looks just like the one from Flash Gordon?
Oh, I think they had that in the cartoon though, because I remember it's. But
I saw
it looks like a jet ski kind of thing, right? Sort of.
Well, yeah, kind of, right. But
I think they had something like that he rode around in on the cartoon. So it's probably just,
I don't know which came first, and maybe the Flash Gordon comics had it too. I don't know, but in the movie, Flash is on this thing, like you say, like a jet ski, only it flies with rockets. But
right, and it's got like the sides come up, and he's and
the handlebars is the main thing that makes it.
When I was making that clip for Flying Blind, I looked at several of those Flash Gordon clips for that, and I was like, I don't know if I can use these or not because of the way they were, and I ended up.
I think you made a good decision. Discretion is the better part of, copyright.
You never know. You gotta be careful. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of being careful, we are doing a story about maybe somebody being too careful or not careful enough. I'm not sure how it works, but we do have another story. Courtesy of Lou, this comes to us out of the Daily Wire. Agency yanks Dream Girls over school's mostly white cast. It's just sounded. I have to do this because it's an interesting. I don't get it. It is this by Amanda Harding out of the Daily Wire today. There's a shot of Dream Girls. Kevin Winter, Getty Images. A planned production of Dream Girls will have to be canceled after the owners pulled the rights because too many white actors were cast in the show. According to the Times of London, is it Gillian or Jillian? How does that work? Probably won't be able to read all this.
I think Jillian.
Gillian Banks Theatre School in Yorkshire was granted permission to stage Dreamgirls by the agency that manages the show's rights, but that permission was revoked after it was discovered that only one black actor would be participating. And then it goes into the history of the show and all of that. I don't know. I just think it's a little bit strange.
It's the UK. Aren't they predominantly white anyways?
Well, Although I got to tell you, when I was 16 years old and went to Oxford, the funniest, weirdest experience I had, I walked into a British post office to mail something home, and this black guy had a Cockney accent, and I had never seen a black guy with a Cockney accent before, and that was very, very bizarre. You know, was, right then, how can I help you? And I'm going, what?
Yeah. I mean,
so it is multicultural in the UK. We must not forget that, but apparently the school wasn't.
I'll be honest with you. So I've always wanted to be in The Wiz. Always. And I'm like, is it even possible for me as a white person to be in the play The Wiz when, I mean, I'd love to do it. I would like to be the Tin Man. That's just my.
I was just going to say, if you were wearing all that stuff Nipsey does in the movie, you wouldn't know what color you were, probably.
It's true. I worked with his cousin. Really weird. His name was Stacy Russell, and he was one of my managers 1991, 92 at a store that I worked in a mall that's no longer there because they tore the mall down because malls are dead. Yeah, it was, and it's funny only because of how much this guy Stacy looked like, acted like, and talked like Nipsey, but like a younger version. Really, really cool guy, Stacy Russell. Nipsey Russell, also amazing talent. But that song, slide some oil to me, let it trickle down my spine. It's just, I love it.
Oh yeah.
But it's I guess Dreamgirls is is it normally mostly a black cast?
Well, yeah, it was a takeoff on the Supremes, wasn't it? I mean, the story.
And the only weird thing is, we live in a day and age where an awful lot, and I know Erica may have something to say about this, an awful lot of white actual characters that we are very used to seeing in movies, like The Little Mermaid, for example, seem to be getting changed over to black actresses, and it's literally done on purpose. Why is it bad to go the other direction? I'm trying to figure out the double standard here. Why does that double standard exist?
I don't know how political you want to get, but there are people who say that it is impossible to be a racist if you're non-white. I think that's ridiculous too. So
it's a very simple.
It used to be so simple.
Yeah, but I mean, if you first of all, the word is convoluted today. Oftentimes, what people really mean is racial stereotypes and not the actual racism word. That's like that word gets misdefined all the time, because what it actually means is that a person believes that only one quote unquote race out of the human race is superior, which it's super dumb. Actually, it's a dumb belief.
Well, if I may slightly correct you, I don't think it's, well, I guess technically you're right, but I think what's more offensive and what's more wrong is that the idea that others are inferior rather than that yours is superior.
Exactly. Well, yeah, that is going on with the definition of it, meaning that if you believe that about a race, then you believe all of the rest of humanity is inferior to that, to the point where some people have throughout history portrayed certain humans as less than human, right? So sometimes that has been based on race, sometimes that has been based on religion, and sometimes it's simply based on stage of development of humanity. There are many people today that believe that simply because you are in a stage of growth in your humanity, that the earliest stage of growth, if you will, that you're less than human. Often those people refer to those human beings as clumps of cells, which technically speaking is not incorrect, but then would also be correct about all human beings, because we are all clumps of cells. When you're grown, you got trillions of them. It's interesting, because I was going through a biology lesson with my son the other day, and how fast humans develop is kind of amazing, because you start with a single cell, and within a few weeks you're hundreds of thousands, and then millions, really, really quickly. It's just,
well, it's like that.
Amazing.
Was it Clairol? But I told two people, and they told two people, and they told two people.
Yeah.
It's exponential growth. I mean, when each one splits or multiplies or whatever it does, each cell.
And they tell two people. And, hey, speaking of which, if you're watching this channel right now, could you tell two people? And then maybe they could tell two people.
There you go. There you go.
As long as we're doing this, let's advertise. Let's make it personal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, it's I don't know. I see a story like this, and I just think, especially if this were, was this just a group of kids that are trying to put on a play?
Yeah, it's a dance school or something, and well,
so that's what doesn't.
It's
make
a
any
musical,
sense.
right? So it's got dancing and singing.
Yeah,
so it makes sense.
Dancing, singing. They're young people. Just let them go. Oh, Troy says it has to begin with Heather Locklear, though. Oh, what's she up to these days? I haven't seen her since Melrose Place.
I think I saw one of those. What do they look like now that they're old and ugly things with her in it? But I don't remember. So we all get old. Speaking of somebody who got old in to me, a startling way, but I still like the show. Have you seen Spider Noir yet?
No,
I
I've
want
heard good
to
things
watch
about
it. I
watched
watch
the first
it.
episode, and it was really good. But man, Nicolas Cage feels like he's 200 years old in this thing.
Oof.
So,
Is
but
he
it was,
supposed?
so far,
is he
it was
supposed to?
Well, that's what I wasn't
Like,
sure of. I was talking about it with somebody who thought that was part of the deal and that it was on purpose. All I was thinking was, no more National Treasure for this guy, because he barely make it up to the top of the tower there. But
Well, I thought that he was.
But the
I
show
thought they
was
were
the
doing
first
another
episode
one.
anyway was really, really good, and somebody was surprised. Oh, I was talking with Marvin, and he was saying they dropped all 8 at once. I said, yeah, it's all up there. I just have to get back around to it. And what's really neat that they're doing, you can switch while you're watching between color and black and white.
I heard that. That's.
I mean, just back and forth, and it's kind of fun. So it was shot expertly to work both ways.
That's really cool. Now, how did he go from being the Ghost Rider to Spider-Man?
You know,
and all of the after a while,
most of us only get
like,
to be one hero in our lifetimes,
right? Yeah, it's funny. There's a television series I'm watching, and these two characters in the series are stuck in a place together in a safe house, and they can't do anything. And one of them brought their DVD collection, and they could watch those, and it was all Nicolas Cage movies.
The house suddenly became not so safe after all.
Yeah,
for the
and
other person.
all they could talk about afterwards was how bad they stink, being in the shared space. So that was funny. Anyway, Lou, I think we've gotten through all of the supers, at least the ones that I've seen. Yes. Lou, tell us about Lou's views.
Oh, well, it's my little Patreon corner of the world. And every once in a while, when I see something worth having a view on, I offer it. And it's on no particular schedule. And some people are unhappy because I don't do it more often. And some people are just as happy that I don't do it more often. But it fills in the gaps in what we do on these shows. You know, I'm busy with the genre guys, with movies, and being here and being on the pro show and Park Place and all that. But I hilarious and wonderful. Am I both? Thank you, Go and Shogi. Yeah, I hope I'm wonderfully hilarious and hilariously wonderful anyway. But some of them are just light and about language and about things I see in the world that amuse me for their stupidity mostly. But some of them are ways that things from showbiz might be instructive to you in your biz, whether as an employer or an employee or business owner or whatever. Anyway, go look, see what you think. It's $5 a month. And, I appreciate your patronage.
There you go. And Erica has a new schedule because she's in a new place. She's back from the future. She's now in my pasture. No, not in my pasture.
Yeah. No, not in your pasture.
What do you got going on over there at Hanging with Erica and Raph?
Oh, same old meanness. 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time is when we go live. It's just we call the stream Brewed Banter. You bring your brew, coffee, tea or beer, and we just sit around talking about maybe weekly highlights, whatever comes up in topic. It's just like being in our living room, and we're just hanging out with friends. So there's really no specific niche, although we did get on a tangent last week on the carousel progress, because it was like new. The news dropped like the day before, so it was quite fresh on the mind. And just like to hang out with friends and shoot the bull.
It's a great big possible
Beautiful
tomorrow that we're not really sure about anymore.
Yeah.
And
I saw it in every place that it was. I saw it at the fair. I saw it at Disneyland. I saw it at Disney World.
Wow.
So I have been traveling with that family.
Were you there on the very tragic day at Disneyland that the carousel?
No, I was not. That was that was not good. But I've been there on other strange days. I told you I was there when the yuppies took over Tom Sawyer Island and they evacuated the park, and I was there when a freak Southern California hailstorm shut down the Skyway, and the city of Anaheim Fire Department came into Disneyland with a hook and ladder and pulled people out of the buckets one by one.
Wow.
That was kind of interesting. But, somehow I missed the tragedies, which is a good thing.
Wait, that's not the right. I was going to put this back on the screen.
But back in the old days, when you went up, the last stage was an escalator, and you went up to the second floor, and they had the whole Progress City model, which was the Epcot as it was going to be as a city model. That was kind of fun. But,
that would have been cool to see. That would have been very, very cool to see.
It's actually, Ron, it brought back memories of that in Horizons when they go through that future city.
Yeah.
And also in World of Motion back at the original, when it went through kind of a future city thing with cars moving on tracks and stuff. But
I think they still have Progress City as a model when you're on the People Mover at the Magic Kingdom. it would have been really interesting. I also see there's some like sports organization in it now, but when I drive onto Walt Disney World property, there is a brown building off to the right. You have to know which one it is, but it's like the original Walt Disney World Preview Center building.
Oh,
when it first went up, I believe that the road, I think the building got open before the road was paved. So you could, like, it was like a dirt road when you first went in there. This is like
welcome to the world of tomorrow, paved with gravel.
Yeah. But yeah, it's amazing. We were in the WDW Carousel building when it was struck by lightning. I've been in the Grand Destino Tower when it was struck by lightning. This was so funny. One time when I was working in the Grand Destino Tower at Coronado Springs, the building got struck by lightning, and the next day I was looking on social media, and I remember when the building got struck by lightning because it flashed, and you knew, and there's of course big lightning rods on top for all that. It was good. But it was funny because I went home, and the next day on social media I saw that somebody actually was like, I guess they were just videoing the building at just the right time when that lightning struck. And I'm like, oh, that's what it looked like from the other side.
From outside. I was inside. Yes.
Well, we have the dish again tomorrow after the pro show, 3:05 ish, probably 3:05 tomorrow, and then I'm working on something for the channel I'm very, very excited about, and just want to let you guys know to keep an eye out for it. I'm not sure if I can finish it. I will maybe debut it after the dish tomorrow. Like we'll do it as a thing afterwards, a premiere afterwards. That's what I was looking for. But it's 5 Disney attractions that the company probably regrets getting rid of. And it's been my most challenging video to put together to date as far as editing is concerned. It's not super long. It might end up being maybe 11-12 minutes, so pretty short video. And eventually I want to see how it does, because I kind of like to do a deeper dive into this stuff. And
are you saying they regret closing them because of financial reasons, or they were a draw, or because of the creativity lost? Yeah.
Fan backlash and there's various reasons it goes into. It's not a very long video. It's not super extensive, but if it does well, then I can actually go into each thing in more detail later on. And I'm getting excited about it because it's more along the lines of the kind of videos that I've been wanting to do. Harder to put together, but as I'm learning to do it, then I can get better at it and better at it and better at it as I go. And it's very, very much more exciting stuff.
Well, I'm looking
on the way. So yeah. But yeah, the world of tomorrow with gravel from today. Thank you, Go and Shogi. I want to thank everybody who has chimed in today. Thank you, everybody who's been just watching. For those that are watching, what do they call it? Ninja watching. Thank you for ninja watching.
Ninja watching.
Ninja watching. People that watch.
We used to call those people lurkers.
Lurking. That's fine. Lurkers. Wild Man of Yavin, Teddy D, and Lady Gamester for the gifted memberships. Seabrew 1138, Go and Shogi, O2RR, and Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle. Thank all of you. Erica, thank you for being here. Lou, thank you for being here.
Thanks for inviting me.
I appreciate, absolutely appreciate everybody that's in the chat. We hope to any improvements that we can make, you let us know, and I'll be happy to do everything I can to implement them. But for right now, we did say that we're going to play the big old celebration because we did get the initial goal out there. So we're going to leave you with the long celebration. And I want to say thank you, everybody. And until next time, we'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.
Too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo! Oh,
think I would go so crazy.
Dishes are done, man. Cleans them down to the shop.